Did you know that over 40% of Americans believe in ghosts? That's almost half the country seeing dead people. We've all seen those creepy videos, heard the stories, felt that weird chill down your spine. We're talking about the unexplained, the unexplainable, the stuff that makes you sleep with the lights on. Today, we're diving into the creepiest paranormal events that'll make you question everything. This house is like a real-life horror movie set. Picture this: 160 rooms, staircases that lead to nowhere, doors that open into walls. Sarah Winchester, widow of the rifle tycoon, built this mansion, believing she was cursed by spirits. She thought if she kept building, the spirits couldn't find her. Can you imagine living in this massive, ever-changing house, always looking over your shoulder? This story still freaks me out. It's one of the most well-documented cases of paranormal activity ever. A normal family in North London, just trying to live their lives, when suddenly, things start getting weird. Furniture moving on its own, objects flying across the room, disembodied voices. The scariest part? It's centered around the family's two young daughters. Janet claimed to be possessed by a grumpy old man who had died in the house. Prisons are already creepy, right? But Moundsville Penitentiary, it takes it to a whole other level. For over a century, it housed the most violent criminals. People report shadowy figures, disembodied voices, and cold spots. It's like the spirits of inmates are still there, trapped and angry. This story is straight out of a Southern Gothic nightmare. The Bell Witch haunted a family in Tennessee in the 1800s. Imagine being tormented by an unseen entity, whispering threats, pulling pranks, even attacking you. The witch, believed to be Kate Batts, was cruel to John Bell, driving him to his death. To this day, people claim to hear strange noises and experience weird phenomena near the cave. One of the most iconic ghost photos of all time. The Brown Lady of Raynham Hall, captured on film in 1936, believed to be Lady Dorothy Walpole haunting Raynham Hall. The photo is so creepy, so unsettling, it's hard to deny something strange happened. This place is a magnet for the paranormal. Skinwalker Ranch in Utah, where UFO sightings, cattle mutilations, and strange creatures have been reported for decades. It's like a real-life X-Files episode, making you wonder if we're alone in the universe. Dolls are already creepy, right? But Annabelle? This one is the stuff of nightmares. This isn't just some random spooky doll. This is the real-life inspiration for horror movies. A Raggedy Ann doll, given to a nursing student, supposedly possessed by Annabelle Higgins. It's said to have moved on its own, left messages, and attacked people. Today, Annabelle resides in the Warrens Occult Museum, locked away, but her story continues to terrify. This is the ultimate cursed object, a wooden wine cabinet known as the Dybbuk box, haunted by a Dybbuk, a malicious spirit in Jewish folklore. Owners report misfortunes, illness, financial ruin, even death. This story is so messed up, it inspired the movie The Conjuring. The Perron family moved into a Rhode Island farmhouse in 1971 and walked into a nightmare. They reported paranormal activity, objects moving, disembodied voices, even physical attacks. They claimed a coven of witches cursed the land, and Bathsheba targeted the mother, Carolyn. It's like a horror movie come to life. This one is just plain sad and terrifying. The Villisca Axe Murder House in Iowa, where in 1912, an entire family and two young guests were brutally murdered in their sleep. Visitors report feeling dread, hearing children's voices, and witnessing apparitions. It's like the spirits of those murdered are trapped, unable to find peace. This one is straight up bizarre. The Dyatlov Pass incident has baffled investigators for decades. 9 hikers found dead in the Ural Mountains, their tent ripped open from the inside, some partially dressed, some with strange injuries. The strange circumstances and lack of explanation add to the creepiness. Plantations are already kind of eerie, right? But the Myrtles Plantation in Louisiana, this place is next level haunted. Visitors have reported seeing the ghosts of former slaves, a young girl who likes to play pranks, and even a creepy voodoo priestess. And then there's Chloe, a slave who was hanged. They say you can still see her reflection in the windows. This story practically invented the haunted house genre. 112 Ocean Avenue, a house in Amityville, New York, became synonymous with paranormal terror. The Lutz family fled in terror after 28 days, claiming demonic torment. From cold spots to levitating objects, their experience terrified a nation. Dubbed the most haunted house in England, the Borley Rectory, a Victorian mansion plagued by paranormal activity, reports of phantom carriages, a ghostly nun roaming the grounds, and messages scribbled on the walls. This story is a paranormal assault on an ordinary family. The Smurls endured 10 years of terrifying activity in their Pennsylvania home. They believed they were tormented by multiple demonic entities, making it one of the most well-documented cases in history. It's a stark reminder that sometimes the scariest things happen within our own homes. This haunted house in Kansas has a problem. It's Sally. Sally is the ghost of a young girl who died there. People report being scratched, slapped, and burned by unseen forces. Think twice about messing with angry child ghosts. We all love a good cruise, right? But what if that cruise ship was haunted? The Queen Mary, now docked in Long Beach, California, has seen some things. Visitors report seeing ghostly figures, hearing disembodied voices, and feeling cold spots. Stories of children laughing near the pool, a sailor haunting the engine room, and a lady in white roaming the decks. Prisons are creepy enough, but Eastern State Penitentiary, this place is next-level haunting. Visitors report shadowy figures, disembodied whispers, and full-bodied apparitions. Some say it's the spirits of prisoners who died within those walls, driven mad by isolation and despair. This place has it all: history, royalty, and of course, ghosts. The Tower of London, one of the most iconic landmarks, is steeped in centuries of violence and tragedy. People have reported seeing the ghost of Anne Boleyn beheaded within the tower walls. Stories of the two young princes murdered in the tower, their ghostly cries echoing through the halls. Ever wanted to stay in a haunted hotel? Look no further than the ancient Ram Inn in Gloucestershire, England. Guests report cold spots, disembodied voices, apparitions, and even physical attacks. Stories tell of a witch burned at the stake who now haunts the inn, a succubus preying on men, and a ghostly dog that bites guests. We've just gone through 20 of the creepiest, most unsettling paranormal events. Do you believe in ghosts? Have you ever had a paranormal experience? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy content. Sweet dreams, or not.